If you have just one day in Hanoi, let me show you how to spend it. If it is your first time here and you arrive early in the morning, I definitely recommend you to go to the Mausoleum. That's actually where I'm going right now. Okay. I arrived to Mausoleum territory and you cannot bring the tripods, you cannot bring the camera. They will ask you to leave it in the luggage room and give you the locker number, and after you can record just by the camera. And let's check what do we have on this territory. We just finished visiting the mausoleum and honestly it took only about 2 minutes. You can just do the circle inside, you cannot record anything, you cannot take a picture, you cannot stay, you cannot wear the hat inside, and inside the temperature is about, I would say, 18 degrees, and the vibe is like all memorial things inside. There is a flag and the atmosphere like so quiet, nobody talk, just walk and see how the Ho Chi Minh lying there. But in my opinion he looks like a plastic, you know. I'm very sorry, but if I did not know this was a mausoleum, I would probably think it was just a mannequin. And there is like a guard to stay around him. The trip was take about like 2 minutes, but the way to came inside was take about like 5 minutes, I would say. And why I said in the morning, because this place works until 10:30 AM only on the weekdays. So what do you guys think? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. You don't see something like this every day.
You mean you're surprised that he's still here and people come to see him?
Yeah, he made such a huge contribution to Vietnam, and people still come here to pay their respects. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, it's definitely an interesting experience. Something I would recommend seeing at least once. Should we go inside one more time?
No, let's move on.
After the mausoleum, I paid 40,000 to enter the presidential palace complex, and honestly, this part was even more interesting. You can see the huge yellow presidential palace, beautiful gardens, old photos and paintings of Ho Chi Minh. It almost feels like looking through his Instagram from that time. You can also visit his simple wooden house where he lived from 1958 and see his old furniture and personal belongings. There is also the one pillar pagoda, and you can even listen to guys explaining the history to visitors. I skipped the Ho Chi Minh Museum because it requires a separate ticket and I was not really interested in it. For me, this whole area was definitely worth visiting. Well guys, something like this. Now the time is 11:30 and let's have a lunch and drink a coffee. And after, let's go to the metro. It's like one of the tourist spots and wanna show you how it is. For 30,000 dongs you can see many things, believe me. We thought the mausoleum was going to be the most interesting part of our day in Hanoi, but we were completely wrong, because after this we discovered a completely different side of the city. After the mausoleum we stopped for lunch at Bo Dai Loan. Now we came to try some noodles, not Vietnamese one, but should be very tasty. Let's check it out. I ordered the beef noodle soup, and honestly this was exactly what we needed after walking around all morning. The noodles are thick and chewy, the beef is really tender, and the broth is rich and comforting. If you are around this area and want something filling, I would definitely recommend giving it a try. And after lunch we decided to see Hanoi from a completely different perspective, because Hanoi is not just all streets and thousands of motorbikes. The city also has a modern metro system. Before going underground, we grabbed some coffee at a small cafe inside the station. Then we bought our tickets. To enter the metro, you simply scan the QR code on the sticker on the gate. And we are in the metro already. So the ticket was for 3 person, 55,000 if you transfer, you have discount 5%. If you will not transfer, the price like 57 Vietnamese dong. Everything feels surprisingly modern and organized. Hanoi's metro is still pretty new, and this is a completely different experience from the street above. No traffic, no endless motorbikes, and no horns everywhere. But the most interesting part is looking out of the window and seeing Hanoi from above. You can suddenly see how the old streets, new buildings, and busy roads all come together in one city. Honestly, I did not expect the metro to be this cool. But we did not stay underground for long. We were heading back into the old part of Hanoi. The railway literally runs through a narrow residential street, with houses and cafes built right next to the tracks. We came to the very famous place, Train Street, and here is this thing. What you can do here, you can take the coffee, you can stay in the coffee shop, eat something, and date the train. The only problem, we did not actually see the train, and after walking around the railway street, we decided to try one of the most famous drinks in Hanoi, a coffee. We went to Café Giảng, a tiny old school cafe that has been serving a coffee since 1946. The drink was created when milk was scarce, so egg yolk was used to create a creamy replacement, and this is what it looks like. It honestly looks more like a dessert than coffee, and I did not expect that. And apparently, one meal was not enough for us, so we ended up trying some seafood soup as well. By the time we finished eating, it was already getting dark, and Hanoi at night feels like a completely different city. The streets become brighter, the Old Quarter got even busier. The Old Quarter is made up of 36 historic streets, traditionally associated with different trades, and you can still feel this history everywhere you walk. After spending the whole day here, I finally understood why Hanoi is so easy to get lost in. Thank you for watching, follow the channel, see you in the next video.